Hello, today I'm here to show you how to use the advanced search with Google Images to find that perfect image that you can use to insert into a Google Doc or slide presentation, whatever you want to use in your classroom. The advanced search for images is a very powerful tool that really helps you find that image a whole lot quicker than having to go through many different slides or screens there on Google. So I'm going to do an example here of creating a test. So I'm going to use, let's say, my physics class as an example. And in physics, I do a unit on simple machines. And so I just have a normal Google Doc pulled up, and I'm going to make a test over simple machines. And more specifically, I'm going to look at pulleys. All right. And before I move on, I'm going to find an image of a pulley that I can put right here that I can ask questions about on the test, quiz, whatever this happens to be that students can answer. So I'm going to come up here to the top, open up a new tab, and I'm going to just type in pulley as my search criteria. I would say I have just a normal results right now. So let's go to the image because I want to insert that image into my document. Right here, a whole bunch of pulleys, just normal pulleys that you would go to the store and buy, not at all what I'm looking for. So let's add more criteria to this. I want to have a pulley with a mass attached to it, like we would do in physics class. So I get a little bit closer right now, and you see there's something that I would see in a normal physics test, quiz, whatever. But a lot of these have a lot of extra information, drawings, numbers, things that maybe I don't want on my actual physics test. All right, so we have some normal pictures here. We have just a lot of random stuff just kind of all over the place. So here's where the Google Advanced Search can come in. Right up here at Settings, if you click on that and go down to Advanced Search, you can really refine your search to find exactly what you are looking for. So here are the two things that I had initially, pulley and mass. Um, if I want to include anything else, I can add that down here if I want to include the word science or physics or anything like that. But I'll leave that blank for right now. Same thing with none of these words. If there's anything that you don't want it to include, then you can put that on there as well. Right now, I can't think of anything, so I'll just leave that blank. The next section here is really where you can refine this search. You can reduce it by your image size. A lot of different options here for image size. This might be nice if you're actually making a bigger presentation or if you're trying to print it out, things like that. For me, I'm putting on a sheet of paper, not really that important. The pixelization is not really going to change that much. Aspect ratio, same thing. Again, nothing I'm too worried about there. For colors, since I'm making a document that will be passed out to the students and copied on a sheet of paper, I'm going to change mine to black and white. Reason for that, just because it's going to be easier to copy, it looks better. We don't print in color at my school, so that might make the picture a little bit easier. Type of image is probably the most important thing that I will select here. We have 5 different options here. Animated is nice for the presentation. So on your Google Slides, if you want an animation there, that'd be something that you would click on. But for me, since I'm clicking or making a test, not something I want to use. Photos are very common on a Google search results for images, but I don't want photos. Those usually have a lot more stuff on them than what I really care for this test. I'm going to select clip art because that's usually the basic of everything. Now, if you want to have the region, you can select what country, a specific website. So if you know a specific website that will work, you can do that. This should be a pretty safe search. So I'm not really going to change that. So let's go to our advanced search to see what kind of results we get. There we go. That looks a whole lot better than the images that I was working with before. These, you can tell, are something that you would see on a normal physics test and something that is fairly generic and something that will copy very well on a sheet of paper. And there's not a lot of other stuff just kind of all over the place on some of these images. All right. So I already found a really good one up here that has exactly what I want, and that was where did it go? This image right here. All right, so this image talks about the acceleration of the blocks upward and downward, how this thing's moving. You can talk about tension, things like that. Very good image. Yes, I could have drawn this in the Google Doc, but just finding a picture is a whole lot easier. So to insert this into my Google Doc, I'm just going to right click right on it. I'm going to copy that image, go back up here to my untitled document, right click again, and I'm going to paste that image as well. Well, there you go. That exact image is now in my document. I can resize that to however I like. Let's say I'm going to center it. And now I can start with the rest of my test and go on and say, let's say this is question number one about, and I can talk how I can use this image to make a question and keep on doing that for questions 2, 3, 4, or whatever. So again, the Google search, going back to that, just a great tool to use to help you find that perfect image that you're looking for a whole lot quicker than have to go through pages and pages and pages of Google results and a lot of the stuff that you can't use. Um, Thank you very much. Hopefully that was helpful.